2010 saw the Gauteng win this popular rally for the 6th time in his long and successful career. It took Toyota no less than 4 events before they could reach the top spot of the podium. Johnny Gemmell beat Volkswagen rival Jan Habich by just 0.7 seconds for the closest finish in South African rallying history. Gemmell's good run of form continued 7 weeks later when he recorded his second consecutive victory, this time by spoiling Volkswagen's party in their backyard, and again by less than a second. At this point in the championship, Gemmell and Kuhn were tied on championship points, but Kuhn mastered the fearsome mountains of the Eastern Cape to edge ahead of his championship rival. A month later, and drama for Johnny Gemmell, who saw his chances slip away in the Western Cape, while Kuhn's dominance continued with another victory, his 3rd of the season. So, with just 1 round to go and a 21-point lead at the top of the championship points table, Enzo Kuhn looks set to claim the driver's title for the 2nd time in his career. But Johnny Gemmell still has a chance, albeit a mathematical one. So it's all coming down to this: a duel between championship rivals Enzo Kuhn and Johnny Gemmell. The age-old fight between BP Volkswagen and Castrol Toyota. Between these two, they've won 5 out of 7 events. And they will now square up one last time in an effort to claim rallying's greatest prize. And this is what they will be facing. For 2010, the Toyota dealer Gauteng Rally has a different format, as day 1 of the 2-day event will be contested entirely on tar. The world-renowned Gauteng vehicle testing facility just west of Pretoria is normally reserved for the testing of armoured vehicles such as battle tanks. So it will be more than capable of presenting Polos, Fiestas and Auruses with a tough challenge. Gauteng is also home to the infamous mountain hill climb. A piece of road that demands respect and that will undoubtedly fill the drivers with fear each time they have to cross it. To add to the challenge, the rally cars will have to tackle the tar and concrete stages on gravel tyres that will have much less grip on the abrasive surface.
But it's scary up there in the mountain. It's quite a driver stage.
You know, you build up speed quickly. It's quite something, like a roller coaster ride.
They just went up and down that mountain and tried to make it as hectic as possible.
Day 1 will conclude with a blast around the Swartkops Raceway. And to make matters even more interesting, it will be run in total darkness. With a giant 21-point championship lead, Enzo Kuhn can cruise to a lowly 17th place finish and still win the championship. So just how will he approach the event?
We need to be cautious, get the car to the finish, and we don't need to worry about an overall win.
For Johnny Gemmell, it's a do-or-die situation. He has no choice but to win the event and hope that Kuhn runs into trouble.
So a lot can happen. It's quite a way to go still.
While Gemmell will be focused on winning the event, he'll also have to fend off Jan Habich. The mistake by Gemmell will see multiple champion Habich overhaul him and steal 2nd place.
As far as Johnny and I'm concerned, you know, we've got to go as hard as we can, get the best result.
Conrad Rotenbach is 4th on the points log, but looks set to clinch the inaugural Privateers Championship, although this isn't what he was after.
No, it hasn't been the best of years for us, to be honest. But okay, everything's a bit new, so it's new car, new events, everything like that. So we've learnt a lot, which is the main thing for carrying on for next year.
Hergen Fecken enjoyed a less than perfect season by his standards and will have to say goodbye to his title at the end of the event.
Yeah, look, it's going to be difficult to say goodbye to the title, but you know, if somebody has to win it, then I have to give it to somebody. I think Enzo is the best guy.
Capetonian Jean-Pierre Damso is only a few points behind Rotenbach and therefore still has a chance to win the Privateers Championship. Charles Wilkin has established himself as the man to beat on tarmac stages during 2010. And with a whole day on the sealed surface on the menu, Wilkin is a favourite to be leading after day 1.
Looking forward to it. It's maybe one of the rallies that suits me a bit better, so hopefully we can have a good clean day on the first day and see what happens on the second day.
Castrol Toyota's Leroy Poulter survived his S2000 debut during round 7 and should be more comfortable on his 2nd outing in the top class.
Yeah, I think definitely. We took it a little bit easier, the first one. And this one we've done a little bit more tar testing, so happy with the car and let's see how it goes.
It's almost sad to announce that the flamboyant Cape Town-based Spaniard Fernando Roida has decided to hang up his rally boots after a career that spanned nearly 2 decades.
This is it. I'm sure we'll miss it and it'll be terrible. We've made some great friends. We've had some fantastic racing over more like, 14, 15 years. And it's now time to call it a day, as sad as it is.
The Toyota dealer Gauteng Rally is a home event for both Team Pertec drivers, so expect a good showing from both Hein Latergan and Visser du Plessis. The tarmac on day 1 of the event will also be a new challenge to the string of Volkswagen privateers headed by Nicholas Ryan. He'll face fierce opposition from Tian Schubert, off-road racing champion Evan Hutchison, and Namibian driver Jaco van Dijk, while local driver Japie van Niekerk will hope to end a disappointing season on a high. Mohamed Musa is another of the top S2000 drivers that will aim for a top 10 result. This is stage 1, the notorious and downright dangerous mountain where the drivers will have to face narrow roads at high speeds with blind crests, jumps and bumps around every corner. And as if this isn't difficult enough, they will have to complete 4 full laps. And with the cars starting just 2 minutes apart, traffic will come into play.
As current championship leaders, as well as the fastest pairing according to the seeding system, Enzo Keen and Guy Hodgson are the first ones to clash heads with the notorious mountain stage. As there's nothing to sweep on a hard surface, first on the road is for once a good position to be in. Exactly 2 minutes after Keen, VP Ultimate Polo teammates Hergen Fekken and Pierre Aries set off on their Toyota dealer Gauteng Rally adventure. Tarmac, or in this case concrete, is also not Fekken's favorite surface.
Crest, steep down. Into adverse bump, steep down, immediate extreme danger, left 7.
Up ahead, Enzo Keen survives stage 1 and sets the first benchmark time of 14 minutes and 25 seconds.
Nice opening stage, 20k is quite long. Made us work there, but it should be very easy.
As with any other stage, it's impossible to gauge how fast the time is until a second benchmark is set. Fekken crosses the flying finish in a time of 14 minutes and 36 seconds, a full 11 seconds slower than his teammate Keen.
Left. Okay.
It's fine. It's a bit hard on the cars. The cars get a bit hot, but it was a nice stage.
6 times national champion Jan Habig and navigator Rolf Pitchford are next to run the Geratech Mountain Gauntlet. To be fast around here, one needs guts and bravery, something that Habig has in abundance. The third of the BP Ultimate Polos records a time of 14 minutes and 33 seconds, a little faster than Fekken, but still 8 seconds off the pace set by Keen. BP Volkswagen had played their first cards, so it is time for Ford to show what they're hiding up their sleeves. This is Conrad Rautenbach and Peter Marsh's first ever visit to the mountain. But as with the rest of the season, the young Zimbabwean once again adopts an all-or-nothing approach as he skillfully mastered the mountain stage to record a time of 14 minutes and 20 seconds, a full 5 seconds faster than Keen.
Into neat 3 left minors. Tightens turn narrow. Keep right of cones. Keep right of cones.
We took it quite easy because it's quite an interesting stage there, but the car feels quite good, so yeah.
Johnny Gemmell and Drew Sturrock start their quest to become Sasol South African rally champions. To do so, they need to not only beat Enzo Keen, but hope that the latter runs into trouble. On stage 1, this did not happen as the Castrol Toyota set a time of 14 minutes and 35 seconds, a full 10 seconds slower than his championship rival.
And Max Crest. Beat Max Crest. Max right. 200.
This is the event that will determine who the champion for 2010 will be. But for Charles Wilkin and Greg Godrich, this is also the time to turn their recent run of bad luck around. Having won multiple circuit racing championships before turning to rallying, Wilkin is a renowned tarmac driver and was relishing the opportunity to make his mark. The Basil Reed Bizzup Ford Fiesta driver used every bit of experience to master the mountain in a blistering time of just 14 minutes and 9 seconds, 11 seconds faster than his nearest rival.
Into right 7. Started right 7 over.
Next up, the Pertic Toyota Auris of Hein Lateghan and Johan van der Merwe. Lateghan is also a former circuit racing driver and therefore a fast driver on any surface. The Pretoria driver has impressed on almost every outing this year, and stage 1 of the Toyota dealer Gauteng rally was no different, as the Pertic Auris crossed the flying finish in a time of 14 minutes and 13 seconds, the second quickest so far, and that in spite of having a problem inside the car.
A lot of problems there. I mean, first of all, the intercom stopped working, then the auto stopped working, and then the throttles got stuck. So I had to switch it on and off the car.
Leroy Poulter now tackles his second event as a factory driver behind the wheel of the Castrol Toyota Auris. Poulter's first outing last month was a baptism of fire, but as another experienced circuit racing driver, Poulter would have been much more comfortable on the sealed surface. Together with navigator Robert Paisley, Poulter set the 8th fastest time, but already trailed the leaders by 30 seconds.
Yeah, look, I enjoyed it. It's very nice. You don't just quite know where the limit is, so I think we played it a bit safe and we'll go from there.
Inside the second of the Pertic Toyota Aurises, Visser Du Plessis had the book-reading services of new navigator Kobus Frey. Du Plessis showed good bursts of speed throughout the year, but his 2010 season was mostly dogged with lots of mechanical problems. He started the final event of 2010 with the 9th fastest time on stage 1. Evan Hutchison and Alvin Coetzee impressed friend and foe with the 10th fastest time on stage 1. Hutchison is a multiple off-road racing champion, and off-road racing experience counts for very little when it comes to these conditions, making the motorized photo driver's performance even more remarkable.
Charles Wilken takes the early rally lead by just over 4 seconds from Hein Lateghan. Rotenbach is third, ahead of champion-elect Enzo Kuhn and teammate Jan Habich. Gemmel's championship aspirations seem to be slipping away, but it's still early days and impossible to make any predictions. Inside the Basil Reed Bizup Ford Fiesta camp, Charles Wilken had reason to smile following a successful first outing on the notorious mountain stage.
Yeah, not a big lead, but we took it fairly casual in that stage. Didn't take any risks. You know, we're in the lead, and we'll see if we can extend this from here on in.
Hein Lateghan is second in the Pertic Auris, but not without his share of drama.
We went into the third lap, and as I started to brake for one of the tight hairpins, the throttle got stuck. I mean, and that's the last place you want on this hill climb for that to happen.
It's off to stage 2, the handling track inside the Geratech testing facilities. The handling track is more of a racetrack, but with little or zero runoff areas, leaving no margin for error. Another feature of this format is the fact that a number of cars will occupy the track at the same time, therefore combining racing with rally.